Hello everyone, welcome to our episode Showcase on Warframe. This week's item, the Strun and the Strun Wraith, which I'll talk about later. But first, the Strun. Now, when you're first introduced to Warframe, you get at least a selection of every one of the weapon types. This includes shotgun. The Strun will be your first shotgun, well, more specifically the Mach 1, but you can actually get the Strun right after that or before, depending on what you choose. So the Strun, it's kind of like the base shotgun, the very low end of the kind of, damage pool shotguns, but that's not quite true. Compared to shotguns, most other weapons pale in comparison for damage. Most weapons, I say, not all. And you can see that the Strun here is actually mostly an impact weapon, with a good healthy amount of slash and a tiny bit of amount of puncture. Otherwise, not very much. The accuracy is crap. The status chance is, it's there. It's 20%, it's okay. Reload time, it could be better. Critical chance, not happening on this weapon. So where you get the Mach 1 and Strun is actually through your arsenal. You can buy them directly with credits. So you can have the Mach 1 right there, though you can completely bypass that one altogether. I'm not even sure, do you even get mastery for the Mach 1? I don't even remember anymore. You can see with the Mach 1 actually has a bit of critical multiplier is better, and the damage fall off is also better. But then the regular Strun does almost everything else better, except for accuracy and critical chance. And the other few basic essentials. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Shotgun. Now, visually, the Strun is, I don't know, when you think shotgun in video games, you don't think the Strun. It doesn't look like a shotgun. There's some weird giant bore end, looks like a barrel, like an oil drum barrel at the end of your gun there. It's just pitch black in there. Can't even see anything, and it's not even shaped right. And I don't know what that pin in the middle is. It pops in and another one pops out when you reload, which I'll show you, but it's just a weird looking gun, and how its animations are weird. So don't blink now. Here's what happens when you reload. This is a slow motion. And done. It's a weird animation. Again, don't blink, because you're about to miss it now in real time. There you go, done. You don't even get to even see that from your point of view. Speaking of which, we can see the accuracy. Shotgun, enough said, right? And you can see there, it loads each shot individually. So that's something. That's why the reload time is much larger on that compared to other weapons. Now for spread, it looks about 40 meters or so. You can see the spread's pretty heavy. That's to be expected. You don't naturally fire enemies at this range. But enough about the regular Strun, let's talk about the Wraith. The Wraith's a more powerful version, and that's what we're going to do the ultimate build with. Now you get the Wraith from doing the operations. Grenadier versus Corpus, and doing 3 rounds and getting their parts individually, and you can trade for these things. So you can still acquire it in the game. Otherwise, it's fairly for the norm of Wraith weapons. Now going on the stat differences, you can see from the regular Strun to Strun Wraith, a lot of things change. The critical chance doubles, the critical multiplier is restored to a 2.0 from the Mach 1, and the damage fall off is also the same, actually a little bit better. So yeah, magazine goes from 6 to 10 shots. The reload time has also increased because of that. And the status chance is now 40%, which is easily usable. Now for damage wise, you actually lose a bit of you don't lose any puncture, just for some reason it's red, and you lose a bit of slash, about 30. And that 30 gets slapped on impact. So you have now 195 impact. So you're going all in with the impact damage with the Wraith. There's no, you don't even think about your puncture or slash at this point. But oh well. Now, going on to my ultimate build for the Strun Wraith, you can see that, well, you can see I just went in full on with the damage, and the status build. So, you can see that I didn't touch my accuracy at all, didn't touch the critical build, because it's not very great. It could be done with something with it, but I don't think it's really a strong point of this weapon. Damage falls remains the same. Fire rate, more or less the same. The magazine's increased though to 15. And you can see I got punch through on this with 1.2. And my reload's 4.4, which is pretty good, and you'll see why. You can see the Ribbon Distribution is 5 orbs out of 5, which is also good. And my status is really high up at 90%. Mainly thanks to Shell Shock over there. And that Hell's Chamber. Alright. You see my damage is my puncture and slash go around the 500 point meter. And then my impact is pretty darn high at around almost 4,000. And then you can see that my element of choice is radiation, which I have 32, almost 3,300 of. So how I achieved this is I got both my health chamber for damage for multi-shot, got prime point blank for overall damage. For impact, I got the full contact, which increases impact damage. Blaze increases overall damage by adding flame attack. And vicious spread increases overall damage, but decreases accuracy, which is very minimal in this weapon. And then Seeking Fury, which adds the punch through, plus more reloading speed, which I thought would be pretty helpful in this weapon. And then I have the shell shock for the electricity plus status chance. Alright, now for my Riven, for the full positions, I got plus 50% reloading speed, plus 48% for the magazine capacity. So that's kind of two and two tangent, you know, you get more magazine with the reload, so I thought that's pretty darn good. Then plus 47% damage to Grenadier. Now, this could be better Rivens out there, but you know what, for what it's worth, I think this is good enough. I only rolled it 4 times, I didn't want to roll it 10 times to get these god stats. So I thought, okay, this works. This works. Or so I thought. Let's start with the test versus the Grenadier, which I should do plenty of damage, right? Now, here's the thing. Level 90 was too much. Ouch. We're going down to level 80. Alright. Even though I have radiation damage, the armor is still pretty thick on them. Like, this is still, like, yeah, I probably wouldn't fight him at level 80, to be honest. Not naturally. See, the reload's nice and quick, but, man, these guys, the weapon is not geared for a Grenadier at all. Just think, without that ribbon, what level would these guys be at? 50? Around there, maybe? But yeah, this weapon is just clearly not optimized to fight Grenadier at all. So it should be entirely avoided. Let's move on. Next up, we'll do some Corpus. Okay, we'll get some was, about 20 of them. Now what level? Same level, level 80. Yes, level 80. Because even though it's mainly impact, it's still not a one-shot. And of course the radiation damage doesn't do a whole lot of damage against them, it's mainly for crowd control and whatnot. But still, it is acceptable damage. If you hit a weak spot, they die instantly, but otherwise, it is acceptable. I don't know, maybe I was expecting more of the Strun Wraith. I didn't expect much of the Strun itself, but the Wraith, I expected slightly better, but I guess this is simply the height at which it can go. Oh well. Otherwise, it does adequate against the Corpus since they do swarm you in tight groups. Now, speaking of tight groups, let's go on to the Infestation. We'll grab about 20 of them, 20 Chargers, and about the same level, level 80. I'm not going to go above that because I kind of like the golden ground of nearly every 3 opponents thanks to my Riven mod. Now that Riven mod doesn't do much against Grenadier though, as we see. Now against the Infestation, however, you can see that this weapon's pretty darn good, because you know, point blank, the Infestation are mainly melee based. This weapon works, though there are certainly better weapons for it, but the punch through is very nice here, especially when they start attacking each other due to that radiation proc. So yeah, it actually works here, but I don't know, just one enemy demographic and its impact damage, and there are better options. Not every option's better, but there are better ones. Now, for the last one, it's simply shits and giggles here. How well does it do against a level 150 Corrupted Heavy Gunner? Best armor in the game. Well, you might think, let's see, you can't kill this guy with this dumb shotgun, what are you doing? Well, maybe. Depends entirely on the field of you're fighting on. Because if the enemy is a ring out, does it count as a victory? Well, I think it does. It does Soul Calibur. But enough terrible jokes that I make far too often. Let's talk about the pros and cons of the Strun Wraith. On the pro, it's a no-nonsense shotgun. Simple to use, simple by premise. That could be pro or con for you, but for me it's a pro. And another thing, I'm not sure it's a pro or con for you, it loads each shot individually. For me, this is like pro, because you can interrupt their loading process in the middle to deliver an instant shot, and then continue reloading after the threat's dead. Providing you kill him with enough shots, that is. Alright, and it has a good high status build, with, you know, decent results. Alright, enough for pros. On the cons, however, the Wraith is a tedious thing to acquire, getting each piece individually. That might take you some time, or plat, if you do shell it out. The overall quality of the gun isn't that great compared to its original counterpart if we consider all the damage that's been done. So yeah, in the end, it's still a beginner shotgun, just simply upgraded. From upgrader to intermediate stage. That's pretty much where it wound up. That being said, let's move on to the score for the Strun Wraith. Damage, I'm gonna give a 6 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it's not exactly desirable either. Shotguns should really do more damage. And this upgraded entry level isn't much of an upgrade if you ask me. Accuracy, a 3 out of 10. There are worse accuracy on shotguns, but it doesn't make this one a golden child either. Design-wise, I'll get a 5 out of 10. It is the base design for a shotgun, just minus all the firepower. So, it's acceptable in that range, I guess. Ammo, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Though you get 120 shots in reserve, you can go through it quickly enough, but not really that quickly. There's enough there to last you most battles, and you enough to replenish it easily. Miscellaneous, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Mainly on the idea is, this is not really a shotgun that's worth going forward. There's almost every other shotgun in the game will still surpass this one. The base shotguns, not hand cannons. There's some hand cannons that don't. But the Strun just lacks, in my opinion, even the Wraith version. So in total, I give the Strun Wraith, anyway, 24 out of 50. It's a bad weapon, just meeting that bad category. Alright, now it's time for Judgment, which I've kind of already shown my hand, prematurely. Anyway, I'll reconfirm it. The Strun Wraith is not worth it. I don't think it really is worth it for anyone. There are better shotguns in the game, more fun shotguns, or simply ones that are significantly more stronger. So it may be annoying to use, but the Strun is not annoying to use, but it's not powerful enough to really warrant the ultimate build. Not that I've seen. Even with a Riven mod, it's still useless against Grenadier. It probably always will be. But that's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.